The investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination, it's heating up, with the FBI director revealing new details about what they've learned and what they've probed as Kirk's family and friends lay him to rest.
I saw the wound that ended his life.
I'll share the comment from Erica Kirk that stunned the world and go through the very latest in the case. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Tyler Robinson is charged with murdering Charlie Kirk, and he's in jail in Utah County, Utah, being held without bail. But just because Robinson is charged as the shooter,
Cynthia,
that doesn't mean the investigation is over.
I'm trying something different tonight, and I don't know how it looks. Hold on. Am I sideways or am I the right way?
Patel sent a post out on X about what the FBI is investigating. I'll get to that here in a few minutes. The county attorney says 22-year-old Robinson confessed to murdering Charlie Kirk using his grandfather's .30-06 rifle, but there are questions about how and why Robinson decision to take Charlie Kirk's life.
See how
what made a one-time straight-A student and college scholarship recipient from a politically conservative family decide to take the life of a popular conservative activist because, in his own words, he spread hate? Adobe Acrobat Studio is all new. What can PDF spaces with AI do? Do a space for a content.
So far, it looks right. Okay. Let me see if I can.
County Attorney Jeff Gray says Robinson was living with a roommate who was a male transitioning to female. Robinson and the roommate were a couple, and that Robinson's mother told detectives that her son had moved to the left politically over the last year or so.
Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started.
Okay, so it won't let me. Hold on.
Becoming more pro-gay and rights oriented.
Hey, B. Rich.
Began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father.
Okay, so y'all can see that. Y'all can.
The roommate looked under the keyboard to take out, and I'm going to take.
Hey, Janet.
Police found a photograph of this note. The following.
Okay, awesome. This will work. Okay. Now, where my other one? Hey, Long. Y'all, I'm trying something. Hey, Samantha.
Robinson.
We chilling tonight, and I'm watching. I need you to do me a favor.
Shouldn't be long until I can come.
Okay, now I'm trying to figure out how I can do this.
Still, to be honest, I hope to keep this secret till I died of old age.
Can y'all see? Okay, there we go. Can y'all hear it?
Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson, I am. I'm sorry.
Y'all hear?
Roommate, I thought they caught the person. Robinson, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Roommate, why? Robinson,
Yes. Okay. Let me get this set up.
I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out.
I wanted to, how can I set this up though?
Some thoughts can feel scarier than any true crime case, like unwanted, violent images that pop up out of nowhere or sudden out-of-character urges that absolutely horrify you. Those are called intrusive thoughts, and everyone has them sometimes. But for people with OCD, These thoughts don't just pass by, they stick and cause overwhelming distress. If that surprises you, it's because
this
OCD
is not gonna
is one of the
work.
most
Hold
misunderstood mental health conditions out there. It's nothing like
on, y'all.
stereotypes about liking things clean or orderly. Real OCD involves unwanted, intrusive, and distressing thoughts that focus on what you care about most and then drive you to do repetitive mental or physical actions to try to feel okay again. But that relief, it never lasts, and the cycle continues by the county attorney. In the last set the public knows about, Prosecutor Gray said Robinson told his partner to not talk to law enforcement if approached.
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this thing pulled up.
Have you been planning this, Robinson? A bit over a week, I believe.
Oh,
I
wow.
can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it.
All of that's a
I
lie.
think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance
Dang
it.
it.
Robinson again. I'm wishing I had circled back.
Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to figure out a way to make this work.
What my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle.
And I'm looking at a guy who is
if it's had a serial,
examining.
but it wouldn't trace to me.
I died trying to get the one up.
Oh no, hold on.
Where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability.
The gun.
I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F losing it to my old man. Only thing I left was the rifle.
Hold on.
Remember how I was engraving bullets? The F in messages are mostly a big meme.
Okay.
If I see notice bold UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke on the right. I'm gonna have to leave it.
He said there's an Epstein revelation.
Touched that night. Because if you only found, for example, fingerprints of people who were authorized.
Did y'all watch that?
He's also full bore on the
about the
which would be unlawful and facing mixed setbacks in the courts. I'm going to do a full breakdown for you here. This is Ari Bubble from MSNBC, my YouTube channel.
Nobel Peace Prize. This sounds like it needs to go up.
On the Epstein front, we have seen more and more problems pile up for Donald Trump. The most recent are the way that his attorney general is unable to answer or explain their investigative posture on the case, including Donald Trump's own aide Lutnick saying it was blackmail. Of course, Donald Trump's DOJ, Pam Bondi, in his memo said there was no blackmail, no credible evidence to pursue. Now the potentially credible evidence comes from inside the cabinet, unless they don't think
blackmail.
Donald Trump's Epstein problems are continuing with Pam Bondi's troubling testimony before Congress under oath. He's also going full bore on the enemies list prosecution, which would be unlawful, and facing mixed setbacks in the courts. I'm going to do a full breakdown for you here. This is Ari Bubble from MSNBC, my YouTube channel. You can subscribe for these updates. On the Epstein front, we've seen more and more problems pile up for Donald Trump. The most recent are the way that his attorney general seemed unable to answer or explain their investigative posture on the case.
I can hear.
Donald Trump's own.
I can hear half picture. You can hear half picture. Or you can see half picture.
There was no blackmail, no credible evidence to pursue. Now the potentially credible evidence comes from inside the cabinet, unless they don't think the people Donald Trump has hired are credible at all. The second big scoop that came out, and it hasn't.
Hold on, Samantha. It's kind of open topic because I'm trying to do something different tonight. Bear with me, okay?
That seems.
Bear with me.
A federal facility that was
because if I turn this around,
and we've reported on this before, it is a
so hold on for a second.
When an inmate dies in this way, meaning even if the inmate was allowed to,
because that sounds low to me. So I need hold on. Bear with me. In a minute, I'm gonna go back into some of
I think it's fair to say one of the most high-profile detainees
Candace Owens'
entire federal prison system, and definitely the most high-profile awaiting trial. That's the subset, smaller group of people who are in custody.
Hold on.
Awaiting trial.
Candace Owens old.
There were questions here about whether he really did take his life.
So that's why I don't quite have the picture up, but
so noting that problem doesn't mean
I need for y'all to do me a favor. I'm going to drop a link, if you don't mind. Can y'all go up this link right here? Let me double check it. Paste.
Oversight, they didn't have the right videos, and then they did the investigation well afterward. But what this new report shows is they didn't run fingerprints and DNA tests inside Epstein's cell. That hasn't always been known, although there have been major questions and apparent shortcomings in the internal DOJ probe. But
hold on for me,
if you wanted to get to the bottom of that, you would obviously run DNA and fingerprint samples throughout anything.
Can y'all hear him?
That night. Because if you only found, for example, fingerprints of people who were authorized to be there,
There's a tape, right, with Mr. Homan? I mean, first of all, is there a tape that has audio and video to transfer the 50,000?
What about that one?
You would have to talk to Director Patel about that. No,
Oh, I can't stand her. Oh, I cannot stand her.
You do know the answer.
Don't call me a liar.
I didn't call you a liar.
You just said I know the answer. I said I don't know the answer.
Well,
you have to talk to Director Patel.
So they say that sometimes the cover-up is worse than the underlying conduct. I don't know if that's the case here. Both the underlying conduct and the cover-up are absolutely despicable. You heard there, Attorney General, though it pains me to say that, Pam Bondi, saying that she doesn't know anything about whether there exists the videotape of Tom Homan, the border czar, or audio of Tom Homan, the border czar, back in September of 2024, accepting $50,000 in cash in a little baggie from a restaurant in exchange for certain promises. She claims that she doesn't know whether that video or audio exists. You don't know? Then she said, well, you can go and ask Cash Patel.
Okay.
When you ask
so
him,
y'all, hold on.
He doesn't know as well, and it's this circular loop of lies. But what happens where an attorney general...
Okay, so listen. I just dropped a link. Do y'all see that link over there? I just dropped a link. Can y'all do me... Oh. Can y'all do me one?
Who handles that? And you're at an oversight committee hearing where they're supposed to ask those types of questions. And that's what your behavior is. And also, where the hell has Tom Homan gone, right? He used to always love to appear on CNN.
Okay, y'all, I just put a link in the comments. Can y'all please do me a favor and go help me get this young man
like a tough guy.
100 likes. I mean, hit the subscribe button for me. Just subscribe for him so he can get
the cash, or did he not?
100 likes.
His response was, everything I did.
Do y'all see that link? Can y'all go over to that page? It's just a young cat
what happened
trying to get on.
Okay. Did he report that cash on his taxes?
That's who picture I have up there. I just put his link. He's playing a game, a Mario game.
With like a nobody. Tom Homan,
trying to get him set up. If y'all could go over, hit the like button for me. You don't have to hit the like button on this one. Just go over to that one and hit the like button and subscribe so he can get 100 subscribes.
The people there
kick off. Can y'all can't hear me and hear him? Can y'all hear me? That's why the picture is up there. If I could go get him kind of started. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all do that for me? It's 57 people in here right now. That's why I didn't really put a title or a thumbnail, because trying to help him, young man. Can y'all do that for me? I would greatly appreciate it. Right now he got 2 people watching. Can we go over and show some love? Come right on back. Or it's just a game. Or can y'all do that? I'll wait. Zed Play, you want to come over and speak? Can you hear?
Hello, hello.
Can y'all hear him? Yeah, well, you want to ask him?
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Hello, 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 hello.
Yes. Okay.
While ago, when I was over there by myself, you were saying, please, 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 you gonna say something to the people?
My name is Zed Plays. I just started streaming uh, like a month ago. This is like my second stream ever on YouTube. I play like a lot of old games, a lot of old Nintendo games. Like you'll see me play 64, GameCube, just niche old Nintendo titles. No modern titles just yet until I can figure out a way to just to get that optimized. But if you can come over and like and subscribe, I mean that would be nice. It'll help me grow, help me reach my audience, and yeah, it'll just be really nice. I appreciate AunTeaFee coming to me and trying to help me grow. So tell her some love as well. Thank her. I appreciate her just reaching out and trying to help me. So yeah.
Yeah,
You want to stop
gotta
by?
do something to help the young people. What you say? I'm sorry.
If you want to stop by and watch me play for a little bit, that's fine. Any view helps. It's okay.
Yeah, view, liking, subscribe. Try to get him up and going. Keep him occupied. You know, I got to do my part for the young people too. So if y'all don't mind, if y'all could go over and show some love to the young man. Um, hit the like button, subscribe to him so he can get into the algorithm, and then he can leave us gossiping folk. And unless he want to come, I thought he would be good to talk to, especially when I am talking about Charlie Kirk and some of the views with the college kids and some of his views. I understand he is no longer with us, but just to kind of tap into the young people's mind, young Christian college kids, just to see, kind of balance it, try to understand. We know that they betrayed him. Um, and tap in to see about this Israel stuff. It's just I don't like how they were trying to manipulate the young men and women that are up and coming, condition their minds. So I thought that would be cool sometime to tap in with the young college ages, because that's what they were targeting, if that makes sense. That was their target. um, So if, to me, I guess I'm thinking if they could, intentionally try to poison the mind, why can't we intentionally try to massage it with that fake narrative? So if they are our future, plant the right seeds. Y'all know how I am about planting good seeds. So yeah. Uh, does that link work, y'all? Did somebody try the link, go over to the link just to make sure that it works from here? Yeah, please go subscribe to the young man. Let's help get him going. Get him get him in the algorithm. I'm gonna try to touch bases with him. Um, at least once or twice a week. I'm making my mission to spend a little time, go live with him, and get his viewpoint on some things, especially. Yes, I just like this. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Janet, do you see the link? Are you able to grab it and put a little message, say, please go like and subscribe, or hit? They don't have to hit the like. I'm not pressing for it today for me. I'm just trying to help the young man tonight. Are you able to copy it? Yeah, see, Zed plays. Somebody said they just sub. Yes, I had to log into my tablet. Okay. Yeah, now I'm about to go on and I'm on this device I really don't like it, and I gotta hold it. So if we can periodically drop his link and ask for them to go and like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And again, tonight I'm not stressing on for me. I'm more concerned about a Zed plays tonight, if that's okay with y'all. I really appreciate y'all hanging with me in a different type of way tonight. This is this is our first time. But listen, I want to hear him because it says Trump AG has no immunity after setting trap for herself. What has happened? So Pam Bundy don't have immunity. So when she started doing this kooky crazy stuff, guess what? Didn't I tell y'all before it's over that she was going to be left and she's going to be just like Rudy Giuliani? Didn't I tell y'all that? Hey, Prime Minister Chris, did you hear my plea tonight? Did you hear my plea, Prime Minister? I got to be nice tonight. He's going to throw her under the bed bus. Okay, so Prime Minister, before I get started, y'all, there's a link in the comment section. A young man I'm trying to help, a college student, trying to get him up and rolling. I just got in. Okay, so I'm trying his link is in the comment section. I may need to drop it again. If we can go over and like he's playing a game. I don't know. He's playing a game right now. If we can just go and subscribe to him, hit the like button so he can get in the algorithm, I would greatly appreciate it. Is the link still there? Do I need to put it again? Hold on. Oh yeah, no, it's way up there. I should have pinned it. Dang it, I didn't pin it. Hold on. I need to pin it. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh. Hold on. That's my who was that? Bo. Hold on to your love. You got to. Yeah, he gonna throw her up under the bus. He's setting her up now. You see that link? I just pinned it, y'all. Go over to that page, please. I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to him, so I could get him in the algorithm. There it go. You want me to please use the link and subscribe? I could pin that one. I'm gonna pin yours, Janet. Hey, NYC 321. Did I pin it? Replace pin. There you go, y'all. I pin it. Up at the top is Janet's. So yeah, let's hear what they are saying, because they say she ain't. Oh, okay. So hi NYC 321. So what we're doing, I'm about to play that old girl Bondi don't have immunity. I'm trying to hear what he's saying. And we're also helping a young cat get his page up and running. That's what that link is pinned for. If y'all could go and please hit hit the like and subscribe button for him so that he can get into the algorithm and take off and flourish. We got to help the young kids, and periodically I'm gonna have him as a college student to just get into the mind of the young, since that's what they were trying to do with Charlie Kirk, with all of that debating and stuff. So here it is. Let's listen, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Please go hit the link and go subscribe to, I think it's Zed Plays. Okay, let's go.
Transfer the 50,000.
I
You
wonder
would
why
have
is
to
it
talk to
so.
Director Patel about that.
No, I'm talking to you.
I don't know the answer, Senator.
Yet you do know the answer.
Don't call me a liar.
I didn't call you a liar.
You just said I know the answer.
They say she is way out of order.
Okay,
Director Patel.
So they say that sometimes the cover-up is worse than the underlying conduct. I don't know if that's the case here. Both the underlying conduct and the cover-up are absolutely despicable. You heard there, Attorney General, though it pains me to say that.
I don't know why it sounds so
saying
low.
that she doesn't know anything about whether there exists the videotape of Tom Homan, the border czar, or audio of Tom Homan, the border czar, back in September of 2024, accepting $50,000 in cash in a little baggie from a restaurant in exchange for certain promises. She claims that she doesn't know whether that video or audio exists. You don't know? Then she said, well, you can go and ask Cash Patel. When you ask him, he basically acts like he doesn't know as well, and it's this circular loop of lies. But what happens where an attorney general appears to be lying under oath?
I can see some through the chat.
And you're at
I have it halfway.
Where they're supposed to ask those types.
You're talking about half the screen.
Your behavior is, and also where the hell has Tom Homan gone? Right, he used to always love to appear on CNN.
Is that better?
He would say, we're going to go after your cities. We're going after you. We're going
NYC 321. Did you go over to that other page and hit the subscribe button for me to help get the young college student in the algorithm?
Laura Ingram, I think, said, did you take the cash or did you not take the cash? His response was, everything I did was perfectly legal. Okay. So he didn't deny that. Well, what happened with the cash? Okay, did he report that cash on his taxes? Where
they finna get him with the IRS?
These are legitimate questions, and we're not dealing with like a nobody. Tom Homan is the guy in charge of rounding up migrants and citizens as well who look a certain way, throwing them into concentration camps or disappearing them. Just think about Alligator Alcatraz. What, like 80% of the people there?
But he wanted to get a Nobel Peace Prize.
What's the status of these human beings? It's a big deal. He goes around accusing everybody of being Antifa, this, that, and the other. This is a guy who seems to have taken $50,000 of cash, in like a brown paper bag, and claims that's how he does business. Pam Bondi didn't want to talk about that. She didn't want to talk about flagging that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein file. She literally says, I'm not going to respond to you on that. That was her answer. Not talking to you about
Wasn't that rude and disrespectful?
And then was not doing that. She would just be attacking the senators. Oh, you like Antifa. I wouldn't hire you. And she would like shake her head and do weird ways. She was drinking the water, just bobbing around. The whole thing was
just ghetto.
Un-American. Let me bring in Harry Litman from the Talking Feds YouTube channel, Talking Feds Substack, Talking Feds podcast. Folks, it's called Talking Feds because Harry was a lifelong federal prosecutor. He rose through the ranks to pretty much the highest ranks in the federal government in the prosecutorial section. Main Justice, he had one of the top positions there. He was the top federal prosecutor, literally the #1 top federal prosecutor in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. He's very familiar with these issues. He's worked closely with attorney generals in the past, so he knows how these things are supposed to go down.
I had to, but by the way, he clerked for 2 separate Supreme Court justices. It's basically unheard of. So he knows a thing or two about the way things are supposed to be versus the way they were. Harry.
Ex-construction worker steals $20,000 bathroom sink. They don't want you to know there's a little-known service that's helping Americans get brand new bathrooms. Break it down for us.
Thanks, Ben, and thanks for all those props. But let me zero in. When I was a justice, something I've done a fair bit of is prepare attorneys general for oversight hearings such as this one. I can't really state strongly enough how you're very kind to call it just un-American. It was tawdry, contemptuous.
Good night, Samantha. Please go hit the link and go and subscribe to the other page
I think is really important
and help the young man get his page up and running. Please.
This was all
it won't let me legit even copy the link. You can't just click it.
And when we got to things she couldn't, that's when she had these.
It's blue. All you should be able to have to do is
responses to individuals.
Click it and it should take you there.
When you didn't do your military service, I'm stunned you would do that when you've taken money. So that sort of feigned outrage, it was not spontaneous. And look, this is, as you say, an oversight hearing. Each and every one of these questions was entirely legitimate. And there were ones that she said she wouldn't answer, except then she would answer some. Let's start with Homan. She
hold on, I'm sorry.
Asserted boldly, as he did. Well, different career prosecutors looked at this and didn't think of it as a problem. I don't know what the hell that means, Ben, but what we do know is the FBI did this last fall. They have Homan taking $50,000 in a bag and leaving. The question of where the hell is the money, and what you said, declare it, money laundering and the like, is only
they finna get them, y'all.
29 legitimate questions. And her answer, go talk to the FBI, which of course we know they wouldn't do. But the total retort there is, the FBI works for you. You're here on oversight. Give us the answer, and that's when she would retreat to, I think, a clearly
he's setting them up.
Conceived strategy of just nastily insulting them at the very idea that these questions would be asked. Everything, without exception, that I heard was either flagrantly non-responsive or completely bogus, and all the tighter she would claim all of a sudden, oh, that's executive privilege. Oh, I won't talk about that. But things like Epstein or Homan,
what about that link?
Not much of an excuse.
I just did another one.
Would get her shoulders up and give truly inappropriate kind of outrage. Look, I've attended a lot of these hearings, and there can be fiery moments. People
NYC, does this one work?
Kinds of questions, but this was the whole MO. You could think about the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, the Justice Thomas hearings. She came in to really just insult all the people to whom she owes oversight. To give the impression, I think the thing about this concerted strategy is casual people looking in would just say, oh, government scrum, with this, and give this sort of false aboutism. Anyone who knows anything about what she was being asked has to be struck by her. For 2 separate Supreme Court justices, it's basically unheard of. So he knows a thing about the way things are supposed to be versus the way they were. Harry, break it down for us. Thanks, Ben, and thanks for all those props. But let me zero in. When I was a justice, something I've done a fair bit of is prepare attorneys general for oversight hearings such as this one. I can't really state strongly enough how you're very kind to call it just un-American. It was tawdry, contemptuous, completely outraged. And what I think is really important to note is it seemed quite clear to me watching it. This was all a prearranged script. She came in and batted away, and then
everything is a script with them.
And when we got to think she couldn't, that's when she had these series of still beating your wife responses.
Beating your wife?
Dare you accuse me of that when you didn't do your military service? I'm stunned you would do that when you've taken money. So that sort of feigned outrage, it was not spontaneous. And look, this is, as you say, an oversight hearing.
Right.
And every one of these questions was entirely legitimate. And there were ones that she said she wouldn't answer, except then she would answer some. Let's start with Homan. She asserted boldly, as he did, well, different career prosecutors looked at this and didn't think of it as a problem. I don't know what the hell that means, Ben, but what we do know is the FBI did this last fall. They have Homan taking $50,000 in a bag and leaving. The question of where the hell is the money, and what you said, declare it, money laundering and the like, is only the first of 29 legitimate questions. And her answer, go talk to the FBI, which of course we know they wouldn't do. But the total retort there is, the FBI works for you. You're here on oversight. Give us the answer. And that's when she would retreat to, I think, a clearly preconceived strategy of just nastily insulting them at the very idea that these questions would be asked. Everything, without exception, that I heard was either flagrantly non-responsive or completely bogus. And all the tighter ones she would claim all of a sudden, oh, that's executive privilege. Oh, I won't talk about that. But things like Epstein or Homan, where she doesn't really have much of an excuse, is when she would, get her shoulders up and give.
You're attacking me again because I'm holding them accountable and because I'm doing my job. I spent my
truly inappropriate kind of outrage. Look, I've attended a lot of these hearings, and there can be fiery moments when people make unfair, aggressive kinds of questions. But this was the whole MO. You could think about the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, the Justice Thomas hearings. She came in to really just insult all the people to whom she owes oversight. And to give the impression, I think the thing about this concerted strategy is casual people looking in would just say, this, and give the sort of false aboutism. Anyone who knows anything about what she was being asked has to be struck by her incredible arrogance and inappropriateness in just not giving any answers. No answers about Epstein, no answers about Homan, no answers about Siebert, no answers about Adam, no answers about the almost certainly illegal bombing in Venezuela, no answers in Chicago. Here's her answer in Chicago. We have cases now saying again and again, he doesn't have this authority. What's her answer? I wish that you loved the people of Chicago, Senator, as much as you hate Donald Trump.
Isn't that crazy? That was crazy.
That's exactly not the question. The question is there a predicate? In every single way, she was nasty and really prepared to just kind of do irrelevant battle, in a sort of vicious, teeth-bared way. I think it's probably I haven't gone to school on all Attorney General oversight hearings in history, but you can't imagine one that more combines non-responsiveness with absolute faux outrage to give the impression that somehow the oversight committee asking totally legitimate questions, where's the money in a bag that Homan took, were somehow inappropriate. It was really a tawdry performance, I thought.
So, you heard her response to Senator Welch at the beginning of this meeting. I don't know. It wasn't I don't recall. Oh, no, yep. It was I don't know about it. To which he goes, well, why don't you know about it? Isn't that something that you should know about it? Is that something that she's going to try to use to, wiggle out? I mean, in a future point, could someone make a case that was a lie? How could she not know
with that being the major story.
Hey, Vicky.
With Tom Homan being as close to her as he is, how do you not know if a video
Hey, Pearls of Wisdom.
That defies anyone's logic. There were other questions where she said, go and ask somebody else. But that one she didn't. She said, I don't know about that. What if someone can prove she did know about it?
Yeah, and no, it's a great question. Look, and she said a few different things, but you're right with Welch, who was the calmest of the questioners, and you can't blame Schiff and Whitehouse and others for being, totally outraged. They stayed pretty calm, but you're 100% right. Okay, August, September, FBI sting on another person, gets Homan with 50 grand in a bag, and he leaves. Then she says, before I came there, it had been squelched by, she said, that's Honorable Emil Bove to you, Senator. You're 100% right. If she's able to proffer 5 professional prosecutors, whatever the hell this means, said it was okay.
If she know how to proffer, hold on, we know that word.
If she's able to proffer to you, Senator, you're 100% right. If she's able to proffer 5 professional prosecutors, whatever the hell this means, said it was okay. The idea that she would know that and not know, well, what happened to money? And what do we know about this? Why were we closing it down? There's two possibilities, it seems to me. One is, of course, she knows, and it was all, kind of explained to her. The other is, in a very ham-handed, see no evil, hear no evil way. She just said, okay, so I want to know, you guys close, don't have to hear anything else, nothing wrong here, keep going. Keep going along, ladies and gentlemen. Either of those speaks to a profound dereliction of her duties as Attorney General. Look, I just want to double back from my experience at DOJ. There's just no such thing as this kind of evidence that comes to you, somebody taking 50,000 back, and you just concluding there's nothing there. There has to be, what these guys always forget, the same with her outrage about Trump, is facts and law are what matter. So what facts or what law did they possibly stumble across to say this very important investigation, you can just get rid of it? And we know it originated, by the way, with Emil Bove. So I think, I don't think it's going away. You saw a few senators who had no dearth of material to ask her about really zero in on this one. You're right that Homan has to step forward at some point, and the kind of Delphic 5 prosecutors said thus and so, it just can't hold, especially because it just can't be true, or there must be things that are being withheld. There's no possibility that at this point, without looking into money laundering, tax crimes, other things, they let him take the money. I've never heard of that happening, but it has to be because at the time, and this is under the Biden administration, they thought he would do further crimes, try to trap him, etc. And the question, where is the money, is just one that cannot not be answered. So yeah, I think it'll come up again, and it sure seems to me like she's put herself at risk of saying something flat out that almost certainly isn't true. But besides that, just the general contempt, refusal to answer anything. You have this administration that is insisting on deference from the courts, insisting on deference, and just totally trashes the Senate, totally trashes any decision that goes against them.
Just totally disregard, just disrespectful.
More arrogant and lawless than I think we've ever experienced in this country.
Ever.
Harry Littman from the Talking Fed YouTube channel, Talking Fed's podcast, and Talking Fed's.
Ever.
Everybody subscribe to all of them. It's where I get my news from. Thanks, Harry.
Thank you, Ben.
Love this video. Support
Okay, I'm going to move on to another video. I'm not going to be on this live long. I set it up to help the young college student. That link, y'all, if y'all could help tonight, it's called Zed Plays. It's a gaming channel. I'm just trying to help him get started. He needs 100 likes, and then we can get him in the algorithm, and then he can take it from there. If y'all could please go to that link. It's pinned at the top and it's pinned throughout the chat. Just go over, hit the like button and subscribe button so we can get him to 100 likes. I would so greatly appreciate it. I'm going to stay on here, just a shocking new polls show Americans shifting views for a little while under this one, and then I'll come back a little later with some Candace. I know she's off, but it's on vacation, but there's some things I saw that I want to touch bases on. So when she do come back, we'll be on point. Let me see what else is going on, because that one was the AG has no immunity after setting trap for herself. Yeah, is she in there lying? Intentional, pathetic insult reveals to the world. Hold on. A Republican panic. Yeah, they panicking. Of course they panicking. And then what he's doing, y'all, is he's trying to go after people. We know to stall from the Epstein, but also when the shit hit the fan, he could still kind of point the blame on other people. Let's see what this one is. And so all the conversation won't be on him. Y'all know he hates being exposed out of the loop. Hold on.
Everyone to the beat. I'm Ari Melber, and we begin with the president continuing the retribution campaign. The once secret, then exposed orders that he gave are being carried out, and now he's bearing down on a former employee, now a perceived enemy. This is breaking news. MSNBC reporting a Maryland grand jury has been now hearing evidence, what has been for weeks, but breaking tonight is we know about it. And they are building a parallel case that is against a Trump perceived enemy, and yet one who worked for President Trump, longtime neoconservative foreign policy voice John Bolton. Now, the suggestion is they are close to getting where they, the Trump DOJ officials, want, and they're trying to cook up this case to get a grand jury indictment, and that could come as soon as next week. The case is sped up. Bolton, of course, was the former national security advisor to President Trump, a top U.S. official. And since leaving office, while he is not a lefty going to No Kings protests, he has referred to what he learned in that time and his view, based on the evidence, about what Donald Trump is doing.
Okay.
Now, the suggestion is they are close to getting where they, the Trump DOJ officials, want, and they're trying to cook up this case to get a grand jury indictment, and that could come as soon as next week. The case is sped up. Bolton, of course, was the former national security advisor to President Trump, a top U.S. official, and since leaving office, while he is not a lefty going to No Kings protests, he has referred to what he learned in that time and his view, based on the evidence, about what Donald Trump is doing. You could put him in a category of more of a Mike Pence than a James Comey, one who served loyally to Donald Trump for years and was, of course, a longtime Republican, whose main offense, according to Donald Trump, is that he has referred to things that Trump is doing that are contrary to law or Bolton's view of sound policy. MSNBC reporting that the figure who is seen as Trump's retribution czar, Ed Martin, has been meeting with the acting U.S. attorney on the case. That itself is unusual. FBI agents did search Bolton's home in August. We know about that. That's been reported. And Trump, who has continued to vacillate between denying that he's in charge of these revenge prosecutions and then bragging or publicly suggesting that he can do whatever he wants. Well, here's what he said then. No, I don't know about it. I saw it on television this morning. I know nothing about it.
Was he high?
I saw it this morning. They did a raid. I don't want to know about it. It's not necessary. I could know about it. I could be the one starting. I'm actually the chief law enforcement officer. But I feel that it's better this way. That's the president's sort of public description, balancing what everyone knows.
He said I could.
Vowing these type of revenge prosecutions. But even Donald Trump also has understood and even learned in the first term about where the limits might be, and that you don't necessarily want to admit that you're building revenge political cases that turn on the people rather than criminal evidence if there isn't. And if it seems like we're ending the week with more news about Donald Trump on a tear, that's because we are. If you're trying to keep it straight or you've been busy and not following every domino, just this week the DOJ indicted the top law enforcement official in New York, Attorney General MEMPHIS James, who had previously run a civil case, no threat of jail time there, but a civil enforcement action against Trump Org. So now the DOJ has taken 4 steps using the criminal investigative powers it has against 6 people that Donald Trump perceives as foes. You have the indictments, you have the grand jury going forward on Bolton, you have a subpoena for another.
It's time for them to impeach him.
Against Trump, D.A. Willis. You have the charges, remember, against the New Jersey mayor, which was so weak, they were dropped. That case never going to trial. And you have Democratic Congressman McIver, who we heard from on this very program this week. So it's adding up. James and Comey have said they are innocent, and this is no time to be scared.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. He's forced law enforcement agencies to do his bidding. All because I did my job.
There are costs to standing up to Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
But we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees.
Mr. Comey, who is proving controversial,
Bowing down to him.
a note, and now heard by other Trump allies or former allies like John Bolton. And when you face this kind of crackdown, this kind of alleged selective prosecution, that's one of the arguments they're making to try to get these cases tossed, you have to be strong, not fearful. And for those who think that the president might have stopped just at Comey or just at a Democrat in New York, well, tonight's reported that he is moving quickly through his DOJ to go at someone who worked in the highest levels of the White House for Donald Trump, shows that no one appears to be safe, and that may be exactly the message this president wants to send. I want to get right to our guest tonight, New York Times Magazine legal writer Emily Bazelon and our politics expert, professor and MSNBC analyst Jason Johnson. Jason, I want to go to you first based on our understanding of what's happening. That this is more of a story about politics or politics infusing the DOJ to a degree that might be unlawful, rather than a traditional legal story, although Emily, I'm sure, will give us some legal analysis on the strength of the cases. Do you, I guess, Jason, agree with that premise? And what do you see here happening politically as Donald Trump is sending a message clearly across the bow, even to his own former aides, John Bolton, a long time.
When is it going to be enough for impeachment?
All right, I don't know why anybody should be surprised. I mean, Donald Trump has never been loyal to anyone.
Facts.
He has a list of people that he has taken advantage of, a list of people he's lied to. I mean, he did nothing when people were threatening to kill his vice president. So I don't know why anyone is surprised that a president who said that I'm going to go on revenge is going on revenge. I think the only saving grace here is that while Donald Trump and some of his acolytes, they think he's Tony Soprano, he's more like my cousin Benny. Most of these cases don't work. They fall apart fairly quickly. He ends up looking foolish. But the threat of going after these people and making them have to spend money to defend themselves is part of how he's establishing the sort of authoritarian bully pulpit that he's been pushing for since he got back into office. We love a My Cousin Vinny reference around here. If the news wasn't so serious, I would trade favorite lines with you, but we'll save that, if not for another day, at least for later in the hour. But before, again, I bring in Emily, Jason, I want to show a lot of things have been so transmuted and sort of completely subverted that we forget who we're talking about. I just want to show, because I see even, nonpartisan analysts sometimes say, oh, well, this person's sort of a Trump critic, or this person's sort of anti-Trump.
It's past time.
Into the Trump vector, which is not actually an analysis of ideology or the parties or anything. It's just back to this sort of autocratic lens. And so let's put the president to the side for a moment, however you might feel about that. And just remember, John Bolton, who worked in the Bush administration and is a long-time conservative Republican, this is who he is. Take a look. I
don't think he's fit for office. I don't think he has the competence to carry out the job. There really isn't any guiding principle that I was able to discern other than what's good for Donald Trump's reelection. What he was capable of was on a daily basis. I don't think he has the competence to carry out the job. There really isn't any guiding principle that I was able to discern other than what's good for Donald Trump's reelection. What he was capable of was on a daily basis doing something more and more outrageous than he had done the day before, all to the same end of staying in power. I think when you challenge the Constitution itself the way Trump has done, that is un-American.
Do you agree with Mark Milley that Trump is a fascist?
You know, I don't think he's smart enough to have an ideology.
I told y'all is
just saying it makes me feel
Professor say he is the Amish God and through the head. Hold on.
Mr. Bolton's criticisms have to do with what he learned about Donald Trump having worked for him. He himself is a longtime conservative. And so it would appear that is the fault line, not foreign policy, national security, the things he actually worked on with Trump. All Trump heard was that.
Right, all right. And here's the thing, as he pointed out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go to Jason and then Emily. That's my bad.
Yeah, the only criteria seems to be whoever is in Donald Trump's burn book that week. And clearly, whether you have problems with him politically or ideologically, I mean, the toughest thing Bolton said is this guy isn't smart enough to be a fascist. I mean, that's a pretty serious insult. But at the end of the day, whether it's Comey or Tish James or anyone else that he has threatened, Donald Trump doesn't care if that person has broken the law. Donald Trump doesn't care if that person has stood in the way of policy. If he just personally dislikes you, he's going to weaponize the entire government. And that is a danger for everyone, not just in his own party, but every American citizen.
Emily?
You know, one of the most striking features of the Trump administration so far has been how few Republicans have been willing to speak out on the record, right? I mean, almost no one in Congress has been willing to criticize Trump, except maybe about Jimmy Kimmel a little bit. And so Bolton stands out there as this former Trump official who's willing to go on television and say these critical things. How better to send a message that this is a risky thing to do than to go to a grand jury and ask for an indictment?
Yeah. Emily, this is what Bolton said when it came up, that these threats were looming.
You're obviously on his enemies list. He's Kash Patel's enemies list. Are you worried that they're going to come after you in some way? I mean, he's hinted at it before.
Well, I think he's already come after me and several others in withdrawing the protection that we had for from the Iranians for the attack on Qasem Soleimani. So I think, and I said in the new forward to the paperback edition of my book, I think it is a retribution presidency.
Emily?
Right, and Bolton is a good vehicle for sending a message to other Republicans about the problem of being on this enemies list, which, you know, it looks like the Justice Department is kind of ticking through. We should also say that when Bolton's home was searched, there were some reports from the Biden Justice Department or former officials that they had also been looking at this question of whether Bolton had classified information. So, you know, it's possible there will be more to this case. We don't know yet. But you look at how flimsy and weak the evidence appears to be against Letitia James and James Comey, and there is, you know, a lot to wonder about here. In those cases, we know that prosecutors who were instructed to investigate, basically told it would be really good for them to find something, they passed on those cases. You know, former acting U.S. Attorney in Virginia, Eric Siebert, he was forced to resign rather than go ahead with those prosecutions. So those cases, it just seems really stark what we know about them. I think it's a little less clear at this point about the case against Bolton, and obviously if there is an indictment from the grand jury, we'll know a little bit more.
Okay, y'all, I'll be back. I gotta come back and set it up the right way.
Larger pattern. Any case
give me 30 minutes. I'll be back, and we'll talk about Candace. Okay. Thank y'all. Please hit the link.
As I mentioned, the case against the mayor was so weak it fell apart, but they wanted
that link and go like and subscribe.
the video evidence shows.
Bye, Zed. Please. Bye. Bye, everybody. I'll be back.
Suspicious. They didn't want a record. And this comes at the order of the deputy attorney.